All right, so I have to touch on some factors. So you discover the culture, you find 5Bs, you find NBXA. So you compete in NBXA and you compete in 5B. So you do the freestyle contest and the rep contest. Talk to me about like what I'm gonna call old school calisthenics back in the days when we did it all. When there was no singular contest for one thing and there was a singular contest for the other thing and you had to choose. When the athletes pretty much came out and if you were about that life, you competed in both. Talk to me about that culture right there.
Compete. Yeah, that was the time when you came out and you just had to show and prove what you did. There was no boasting or nothing like that on social media where you could say, yeah, I did this, I did that. No, let's see it. The platform is here. The time is now. Bars there. Let's go. And 2008 was the first time I competed at 5Bs. I missed it the 07. 07, the date that cause I seen a flyer, but when I went there, it was over. I think it was like the week before or something like that. I missed that day. I mean that year. So 2008 is when I first competed at 5Bs, and I was second place in squats. I would have been first place had they been yelling my numbers out because I lost by one rep.
Wow. Those are always the worst.
Yeah. So I didn't know, pull-ups. I don't even remember how many I did. I don't even remember how many I did. I think it was like 30 something in 2 minutes. Of course, getting off the bar and everything. Yeah, I didn't place. I only placed in squats and abs. Abs I got. I'm sorry, sit-ups I got third. So yeah, I competed that first year of 2008, and then when Matrix was talking about the NBXA, chopped it up with him. I was like, all right, I'm coming. I was trying to get to every event because again, this was a newfound community for me. So I wanted to be a part of it. And
that's back when you used to take the young G.I. Joe with you.
Yeah, that was at first I was by myself, and then that came Joe came afterwards because everybody else on the team was like, they felt how I felt in the beginning. Highland Park was the epicenter. It was just
that was enough. That was enough.
They didn't have to go anywhere else to. Working out was just working out for them. They didn't see it as, okay, we can go and meet other people. The hell with other people. I'm working out right now, and that's it. So I was really like the only one that wanted to journey out and meet up with other people and see what routines other people are doing and stuff like that. So until Joe came along and working out with him for a while, I started saying, okay, I'm gonna take you up to this place, that place. And he was always riding with me. So it was like Batman and Robin,
right.
Going to different events, different parks and stuff like that. Cause he was eager. He was soaking it up like a sponge. And I wanted to keep him on the straight and narrow and out of the streets. So I seen this as a good way of him focusing his mind on something positive, something for himself, opposed to dibbling dabbling with the nonsense that was going on around in that area, Cypress Hills.
Right.
So
that's true, man. So you competed in freestyle, competed in rep contests, won a couple, lost a couple. We already know how that goes. And So then Keith and them approached you about being a focal part in Pull Apart Jam, and you
Yeah,
jump right in, man.
yeah. See, the thing is, with me competing, it was never about me winning. It was always just about me being a part of it. You
Right.
know, to me, it was. I know there was a lot of people that was more serious into it. They wanted to go for the win. Win, lose, or draw. I just wanted to be a part. You know, I wanted to say that, you know, okay, I was there.
Right.
I was able to compete. So with 5B's Pull Up Park Jam, how I got involved in it was in 2009. I ran into Ray while going to work. And I was like, yo, when's the next 5Bs? When's the next competition and stuff like that? And he was like, yo, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do this. I'm tired of this. You know, we've been doing it because at that time they've been doing it since '98.
Right.
I didn't get involved until I didn't participate until 2008.
Mm.
And then in 2009, when he told me that he was getting tired of it, he didn't want to do it anymore. I was like, nah, you can't let this go, because
Right.
how I felt when I first went there, it was amazing. I mean, again, this is coming from me just being in Holland and thinking that was it. There was a whole bunch of people like for like the Common Cause at Lincoln Terrace for that event. And of course it wasn't as big as it was in the later years. It was I don't know, 20, 25 guys, but even so, that's way more than I ever knew about.
Right.
So
Right. Especially competing.
competing was exactly. And then with the spectators and stuff, I was like, this was incredible. So I told him, nah, we can't let this go. So I asked him, what can I do to help? I said, just put me in position. And then I had the stroke, 2010. I had 4 strokes, so that kind of that set me up, because I was unable to work out for about 2 months about 2 months after that. So definitely I couldn't compete that August of 2010. So that's when I came in as an official,
Right.
and just the judging part of it. That was an incredible year, 2010. It was hectic. I seen how things were moving. I seen how people was gravitating towards it. I was soaking all this up. So I took it upon myself to say, okay, next year we got to improve this, and I want to be more involved in the logistics, the planning and stuff of it. Because back then, because 2010, I was just a judge, so
Right.
I just came there and I was just judging. Um, 2011, I competed, but I also officiated, and then I was also involved in the logistics. Then in 2012, we decided, instead of constantly taking money out of our pockets, we're gonna try to get grants and stuff like that. So
Right.
we decided to file for 501 um, um, nonprofit.
The nonprofit. Right.
Yeah,
I think
status.
501c, I believe.
Yeah, 501c nonprofit status. And in doing that, we had to change the name from 5Bs to Pull Up Park Jam.
Right.
So that's where the Pup J came from. People were saying, well, isn't 5Bs Pull Up? It was the same thing. It was just now that we were legal
Right.
as a 501c nonprofit, we had to change it to Pull Up Park Jam. And yeah, that's when I just started going in with the logistics and seeing how it runs, and it was a lot. It was a lot. And the thing was, I was only able to improve on things once a year.
Right.
After that event, I seen how things worked, and then I said, okay, how can I improve on it for the next year? This and that. So each year I tried to make it better and more easier for the competitors. So, I started getting the logos, I started doing the shirts,
Website,
the website,
social media.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the social media platform. Um, people, I mean, I was getting email, people reaching out to me from all over, and that's when I was realizing that okay, all right, this is not just a local around the way
Right.
competition anymore. There's people that was contacting me asking about dates so they can plan their trips and flights and stuff like that. I was like, what? I mean,
Yep.
you got people that won't catch the bus to come over here.
It's
But
true.
these people are flying in, driving a couple of miles. So that's when it started really blowing my mind about, oh, okay, now this is serious.
Yeah.
So I treat it as such. Because prior to then, like jokingly, Ray would be judging somebody on pull-ups while eating a sandwich or drinking juice. Yeah, well, yeah. And it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
But I started seeing people, nah, they was taking it serious. It was like, no, I wanted all my reps to count. I wanted to count clean, and yeah, it was a big undertaking. And like I said, year after year, I was trying to figure out ways to improve on, especially getting us in and out because our competition was taking too damn long.
Yeah.
We remember like in the beginning we was out there breaking night, 10 o'clock at night or whatever, leaving. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, nah, we can't have a competition not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a couple of 2-3 hours the most. And then we go, you
Yeah.
know.
But then you
But
had close to 100 competitors sometimes.
yeah, every year it was increasing.
Yeah.
In 2008, when I had first competed, I think there was only about 30 competitors. In 2019 was the last one. 2019, there were 97
Mm. Wow.
competitors. You know,
That's crazy.
so yeah. So I mean,
That was our Olympics, man.
yeah, and that's when what I was realizing that everybody was looking at that as like that. I was like our Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and I try to treat it as such. There was a lot of pitfalls, there was a lot of setbacks, but I was trying my best. I mean, with the resources that I had, um, it was fun though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed, as stressful as it was, I enjoyed each event. Each event hit me a certain way, in a certain special way. So, um, to Keith and Ray, I forever give them hats off for even allowing me to be a part of that and take the reins and steer it the way that I was staring at during those years. Because I mean, it was great. It was great. We had
Absolutely.
an incredible run.
Absolutely. I'm actually going to have Keith on here next week. So
Mm.
we're gonna double back and get over that. You
Right.
touched on something that I have to talk about.
Mhm.
When you had that stroke,
Yeah, yeah,
you don't understand how it impacted the game. Like I have people still talking to me today about when you had the stroke because we see ourselves as invincible.
yeah.
So when the world found out Ray had a stroke, but not once,
More
not
time.
one or two, and I came to visit you with a
Yeah.
couple other people to come visit you. We all had to step back and look at our health in a different light,
Right.
and like I said, you pulling out of that, it was like the most encouraging thing that I've seen in many years. That, and of course, the death of your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't have this conversation with you without even touching on that and just the emotion that
Not at all.
what that you went through and how you came out of that. If you could just touch on that just for a few.
Right. Right. Well, first of all, Allison, my late wife, rest in peace to her, she was part of the reason why I was even part of the bar community because the time that I spent at them parks, it was time taken away from her.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and a lot of times she was with me. You know, a lot of the footage that I got from all them videos, most of that footage was from her.
Oh yeah.
Recording, because I was doing something. I was either officiating or participating or what have you. So a lot of those visuals wouldn't have happened without her being there. So I always have to tip my hat off and give her credit because for me to be there, I wouldn't have been as involved as I was if it wasn't for her. So you know,
Absolutely.
I definitely have to give respectfully give it a salute, big salute up to her. Um, and yeah, a def that was. I mean, that that's what caused me to say, I'm kind of done. I'm done. After she passed, I didn't have a drive to be a part of any of this anymore because for all them days or nights that I was stressing of not wanting to do it, she was the cheerleader saying, nah, these guys respect you. These guys are looking up to you. You know what you're doing. Um, you need to continue. So, she to me, she was my cheerleader for continuing. And when she passed, it was like, all right, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm tired of it, and I'm done. And after the 2019 um, competition, that was it. I was like, it was too much of a burden.
Right.
I wanted to move into a new direction. You know, uh, I met Tanya, and that was starting to blossom. And I just wanted to step back and get out of that stress, because trust me, being trying to uphold the responsibility of Pull Apart Jam was a big undertaking, and I was really doing it. I was doing it. I had all that on my shoulder. You
Yeah.
know, I had help from you. I had help from some amazing brothers in the judging, but the logisticals, oh man, I mean, I was up late at night doing the paperwork,
Mhm.
um, sending grant requests to companies all over the place. I was doing that. It was just too much. So moving forward, I wanted to, that was my out, and I took that as okay. This is my time to step back, and did that. Um,
I
yeah,
mean, and we appreciated all of the work you did, man, because it was definitely a lot. And I remember, I remember like it was yesterday, the conversation you had with me
yeah,
when you told me that you were gonna back away from it, and
yeah,
then the conversation when you said you met someone
yeah.
and you were in a good place. And I
Oh,
was like, brother, if as long as you were happy, I'm happy for you. And I was glad to meet your wife. And just thank her for putting that smile on your face again, because I know it's a dark time for you, and for you to come out of it and be happy. And I love to see the pictures with you two together working out,
yeah,
traveling,
man.
and keep your clothes on in them pictures too, man.
No, no, no. She the one that be naked, not me. Not
Look,
me.
look, don't make me have to bring up the pictures, man. I know there's a picture of you on the cruise where you standing behind her naked, bro.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, sometimes she's doing a selfie. You gotta put it slap up right there on the back. Yeah,
Well, man, I say that to say this, man, because like I said, it's been a journey of highs and lows, and I'm glad to see you in a better space now and happy now, and just still part of the community and
yeah,
still motivating and putting
yeah.
out quality content, man. Just makes me fills me with joy. Um,
And I gotta cut you off. I gotta say this though. Um, Tanya came to me at a pivotal point. I mean,
yeah,
I was at a low. I mean, you know it. I didn't know what the hell. I was at a low, and if she didn't come into my life at that time, it was just like it was destined.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not even gonna say it was just like it was. It was destined at that time, where I just seemed to be at my lowest. I mean, it was bad for me. I might have been smiling on the outside, but I was really, really hurting on the inside. Um, and she just came, just gave me a new burst of life, and propelled me to continue moving forward. And this time I said, okay, instead of focusing a lot of energy outwardly, like with Pup J and stuff like that, I'm gonna do that with her.
Right.
And that is another reason why I said I'm gonna take a step back, because I know how draining, um, um, you know, trying to host these competitions and stuff was. So, that takes away from a relationship. So
Yeah.
first of all, I have to give major salute to all the wives, all the girlfriends, and
Yeah.
all the boyfriends that's dealing with us guys and women in this bar community, because them nights, them days, long days at the park or at competition, that wears on them. And without that support that you have from your significant other, you wouldn't be able to do what you do. So definitely got to give shout out to all the significant others, because
Absolutely.
without them, we couldn't be, in the place that we are. Because, I look at you and Aisha, and I mean, that's motivation like crazy for me. I look at Snoop and his wife,
And Keita, yeah.
crazy motivation for me. So I look at all these couples, and I tell Boss all the time, him and his wife and his son, we got to keep that like that. We got to
Yeah.
keep that tight. People may see us doing what we do, but you got to remember that you got somebody on the side of you that's holding you up.
Yeah.
Especially during them times where you don't want to push anymore. You know, they giving you that extra push. So I
and and
definitely.
and, and they're allowing you to do it, because
Yeah, yeah,
we might not admit it, but we need permission.
yeah, exactly.
We need
You know,
permission.
there've been plenty of nights and arguments that I was going, where you at? You in the park for how
Right.
long?
Right.
It's raining outside, or it's cold outside. Yeah, we just out there.
Yeah. And then for them to be like comfortable, be like, yo, I'm at this part with these people, and they know for a fact that you're there.
Yeah.
And it's all about your health, and you come back a better person.
So
So yeah.
backtracking onto the stroke, the major reason why I'm just thankful that I'm able to move.
Mhm.
There was a time where I couldn't walk.
Right.
And one of the scariest times in my life. And for me to do even half of the things that I'm doing now is a blessing. And
Yeah.
I don't go a day without giving thanks for that. So, like any of the posts that I post about, just being positive, being uplifting, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not trying to be a fake positive guy. That's actual factual. That's true. That's me. And I give thanks for that, because at any point, at any moment, all of this can end. So we have to thank and be thankful for every second, every day.
Man,
You got one
that's
pull up, that's your one pull up. You got 10 push-ups, that's your 10 push-ups.
man. If you could appreciate that,
Yeah,
you're going a
yeah,
long way. That's why I love to
yeah.
witness it when somebody gets there first.
Yeah.
Anything.
Oh man, and that's one of the things that I loved about Pup J was, because see, I didn't want Pup J to just be a whole bunch of champions, a whole bunch
Right.
of elite. No, it was for everybody. And I mean, from the guy who won his first trophy, it was third place, but he broke down to me and Keith on one year. I forgot which year it was. Um, He had a big hole in. I remember he had a big hole in his sock when he was doing squats. But he won his first trophy, and he broke down to me and Keith, crying. He was like, "Yo, I can't believe I was just walking past, and I seen this event, decided to come in and give it a try because I just felt the positivity and."
Mhm.
To have come away with something. I've never won a trophy before. He broke down to us, and I mean, there was plenty of stories like that was just so touching. That just kept propelled me to kept coming back.
Yeah.
It was that's one of the beauties that I try to promote with Pup J. It was just inclusive to fitness. You know what I mean? You didn't have to be the strongest. You
No.
didn't have to be top tier. You didn't have to be the one that's throwing 50 reps up. No, you're one.
Right.
If it was better than the one that you did yesterday, you're two.
Yeah.
And that's one of the
I
things
remember.
that I appreciate.
I remember that guy that you're talking about too, because strange enough, I was out to dinner one day in the city, and he walked past the restaurant and saw me, and he started banging on the window, and I'm
Wow.
looking at him like, who? I was like, oh, I remember him. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he would like remind me of the story. I was like, trust me, I'll never forget that story.
Yeah. That was a touching moment
Yeah.
amongst a whole bunch. I mean, we went to Chicago,
Oh yeah.
did the joints out in Chicago. It was incredible. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
But it's so. I'm trying to think of what question I could wrap this up with because I have a few. I'm gonna go with what was one of the funniest or most fun moments that you've had throughout this whole thing, or you can give me a couple of them, but like one that really sticks out because I have a couple that might make you laugh that you were part of. But like, what's one of it doesn't even have to be a funny moment, but just an enlightening moment that you've had that really rung bells with you.
I don't know. There was so many. The meetups. It's I just say a collection of all the times that we got together.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like a family reunion. I would just put it all together. Each meetup, I wanted to see you guys so badly. A few Saturdays ago at Boss Life
Oh yeah.
competition. We got there late. We got we got there. Doc was coming out and telling us that yo, y'all missed the party, but y'all coming for the after party. I thought it was still going on, but boss told me that it started on time and ended early.
Yeah.
One of the first things I was gonna say was I miss y'all. You know, just we used to have group meetups at least 3-4 times a year. You
Right.
know, more than that a lot of times.
And even the bar club.
Yeah. So collectively, each time we met up, man, was a highlight to me. I know I can't pinpoint one individually, but it was just each time we met up.
See, but that you touched on exactly what I was going to get to, is that in every moment that we met up, there was always like iconic moments. Every single time that we got together, there was always a moment that was hilarious, drama.
Yeah.
Somebody pulled off something that was amazing. All of
Right.
these moments happened when we all got together, no
Especially if
matter
Beast
what.
was there.
If who?
Especially if Beast was there.
Oh yeah,
Well, there
that's
was
Mr.
something going
Entertainment.
on. There was something going on.
So,
Yeah,
oh,
each time.
but one real quick one
Mhm.
was that came to me was Keith in Chicago with the rock climbing wall.
Oh,
When he
I still
refused,
have that video.
to
Oh,
jump off the wall.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
But I'm gonna have him talk about that one when we talk to him next week. But but it's just in general that no matter where we went and we had a group of people around, we always had these special moments. So it was always great to just get together and just whenever there was an event, you made plans to get out there one way or another. Everybody went out there and you always grew.
It was an event, and each one was magical moments there. I mean each one. Like I said, I can't pinpoint one. It was just all of them collectively. You just
Too
had so much
many.
fun. You know?
Yeah. So okay. So in closing, right? What is your go-to routine? Like, say you go to the park, you know you got a limited amount of time, or I know you are outside winter, spring, summer, fall,
I was
and I
outside
commend
yesterday.
you on that. Yeah.
I was outside yesterday. It was like 27 degrees. No, it was like 24. When I went when I was out there. My go-to is always the 220 Brotherhood 220.
Okay.
That's one of my go-tos. Now I add the PRX ripstick with it.
Okay.
That's one of my go-to. Another one of my go-tos is the isometric holds with the pull-ups. With the new setup that they got at Morrow Park, allows me to do a little more than I used to. So I just vary my pull-ups, but I always add some isometric holds with it. That's my go-to. In the past like 2 weeks or so, I've been doing a lot of HIIT workouts, and that's allowed me to get in and get out.
Right.
You know, so even like yesterday when it was freezing outside, I put in five rounds. After like the second round, I'm hot. I'm good. I'm able to move. And then I do a 220 or some type of 220 style set. And you know, pull-ups are always they always part of any routine I do. I never set out to do a specific routine. I usually just go to the park and then it just flies off. I mean, Tanya would tell you whenever we would take our walks and whenever we go to the park, we always coming back 2-3 hours later on dead tired because it's like, all right, you said you was gonna do this, but we wound up doing like that.
Right.
So,
Right. Those are some of the best workouts.
Yeah,
And you just go based on feel.
Right. I mean, I might have a particular set or routine that I want to do, and then I'll just pepper something around it.
Okay.
And it all depends on which park I go to. If I go to the Van Wyck, the Sparta Park, is a completely different routine. You know, so
okay, yeah.
my
So
go-to is always the 220 and always some type
adding
of
ISOs.
pull up ISO hold.
Okay, cool. So to anybody that doesn't know, the 220 routine is a pyramid.
Yeah.
Done on 2 different levels. So if you're doing push-ups, you can do it on the floor and something a couple inches higher than the floor. And you start with 1. You do 1 push-up here, 1 push-up here, then 2, 2, 3, 3, all the way to 10, another 10, back down to 1. That's a 220 routine. And isometric holds, you know, just holding at the top either here or with chin over the bar for time. So you could definitely do those. Those are great ways to condition you, and those are 2 exercises that'll always tell you what your level is at the time.
They never get easy. That's the thing. You do them, they'll never get easy. I mean, and I've been doing them for years. Every time I feel like I'm just starting off. You know, they never get easy. So that's always my go-to.
How is your breathing and everything now, as opposed to it was like when you were first trying to get acclimated back to working out?
Back from what?
Like not necessarily your breathing, but after the stroke and everything else, you know, your body had to get acclimated to working out again. So how is it now as opposed to then?
Well, see, the thing is, my breathe. Ever since I had a pulmonary embolism, stroke in my lung, in 2014, I felt like I had a mask on before then, before this COVID stuff. So it was important for me to realize what was my breathing threshold, because there was 3 times, and you experienced one of them,
Right.
where in the course of working out the way that I was before, I blacked out because I didn't know if, okay, I'm starting to feel dizzy or whatever. I'm just pushing myself, no pain, no gain type of mentality, and thinking that I'll just push through, not realizing this is my body telling me, no, 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 no,
Right.
you gotta stop. You gotta
Right.
stop. You gotta stop.
Right.
We gotta take a breather now. It's not like it was before, because there's a portion of my lung that's dead. It's just scar tissue. So I'm not taking in the same amount of air as I used to. That is the reason why now with the COVID and the mask stuff, I'm not even going to the gym or anything. When I work out in the park. I'm by myself. There's all the videos you see, just me.
That's right.
I'm not with a group, because I want to have my mask down. I can't work out with a mask because I already feel like I have a mask on.
Right. And you don't need to restrict your breathing any more than it need to.
Exactly. I don't need to restrict it any further. So I had to learn where my threshold was, and when I get those cues from my body to stop. I remember that one time I came up to 161, and we was doing a 220, and I think Powerful James was counting my reps, and I remember I'm coming down, and all of a sudden I can't see anymore. It's like somebody turned the lights off. I'm still pushing through. I'm closing my eyes. I'm still pushing through. And there was another part where he was counting 3, 2, and then next I couldn't hear him no more. And then I don't remember what happened. The next thing I remember was you had me by the table, and you was like patting me, talking like, "You okay?" And I'm waking up like, "Okay, what the hell happened?" I was out of it. You just keeled over. You just passed out. And yeah, that was like the second time that happened. And then there was another time at Grand Central when I was by myself. And again, I didn't follow the cues. I kept pushing, passed out. I was laid out on the ground. I don't even know for how long. Somebody could have came, took my stuff and everything, whatever. I was in a park by myself, and I passed out. And it was then I realized, no, I can't go like I was before. And that's another reason why I didn't want to compete or nothing like that. I didn't want to do anything too strenuous, because I didn't want to get to that point.
So I mean, it was definitely a learning experience for you. And we glad to see you back, man. So
I'm glad
Red,
to be back.
Yep. Thank you so much for this interview, man. It was a great honor, and thank you for being our first guest on the podcast, man.
I'm setting it off.
That's right. So you've been watching the CCA podcast. I am Q France. That is Bandana Red right there. Shout out to my brother, John McLeod, behind the scenes as always.